my dad's make it hurt.
Hello, welcome to the Pitchy Podcast. We're your hosts, James
and Stephanie.
Today we have a uber special episode of the Pitchy Podcast because we have an incredibly special guest joining us today. He was a playoff finalist on the season, this past season, season 24 of The Voice. He was on Team Legend. He was also on Team Win. His voice really, what limits did it have, Stephanie?
None.
Zero limits. And he had the most infectious stage presence that quickly made him one of our absolute favorites.
Absolutely.
He is the embodiment of our favorite phrase, one of our favorite phrases, the joy of singing.
Yes.
Please welcome STEE to the Pitchy Podcast. Hey, STEE! Must I say, I recently saw this young man in the motion picture of the musical, The Color Purple. STEE, I was looking for you, and thank you for letting people know that you were in this wonderful, wonderful production. But we're not here to talk about that. We can, but we're not here to talk about that. Not yet, at least. But thank you so much again, Steve, for joining us. I was telling Steve, Stephanie and I were both saying, you know what, he's already family.
That's right.
Steve is from the same area that Stephanie and I reside in. And he's just been so gracious and always has reached out and always has stayed connected with us here at the Pitchy Podcast. So we welcome you with open arms, sir.
Yes.
I'm happy to be here. Are you kidding me? I mean, look, I finally get to talk to you guys, know, and seeing you from your podcast and listening to you talk about my incredible family of season 24 has just been great. And I always say this, you all always pour into us. So we could not be more, gracious and glad and honored to be on this podcast with you guys. Yes.
I used to say in my head, I was like, Steve is the mayor of this season. He really is. He's just over there running things.
Yes.
But it's so interesting, Steve, because as we talk to other contestants this season and from previous seasons, people have no idea how close you all become because of literally the hours and days and hours that you all spend together, and you just become a family, and you have so much in common because I just wouldn't say you all are singers. I said this speaking to a previous contestant. You all, the thing that I think Stephanie and I love about The Voice so much is that they let the artists come through.
Yeah.
And you, sir, are an incredible artist.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So I could talk all day. Stephanie could talk all day about and come up with just crazy adjectives describing just Steve's whole aura. But we don't have time for that, y'all. So we're just going to jump right into these questions because the inquiring minds want to know. Stephanie, take it away.
Yes, they do. Hey, Steve.
What's up, nerd?
See? I feel like Steve like my cousin.
You already know it.
He's my cousin, I just haven't talked to in a minute. But
it's been a while. It's been
a minute, exactly. Right. So we just catching up. We just catching up and sharing it with everybody.
No time has passed.
That's right. That's right. So, Steve, we always say that we are real people with real lives, and we know that to be true of all of you artists as well. So, our first question is, what did your life look like before you joined The Voice?
Gigs and going home. That's
right.
Yeah, I mean, before The Voice, we were a band for 9 years before this even happened. My sister's in the band, best friends in the band. Me and my best friend been working together since we were 12 and 13. We used to write songs and, try to place them with artists. 10 years ago, we pitched songs to John B. and Raheem Devon and Jill Scott. Kenny Lattimore.
If we all bothered, don't get started.
Jesus, all
All
of
of
my
her
favorites.
artists. You naming some people, sir.
Listen, guess who loves
I
you
really am not
more?
name dropping a name drop, but these
know.
were the people, that we would try, we had, connections with them and things like that, but we decided to do the band thing to make some money.
Right.
My pops always said, if you're trying to be a singer, you better sing.
I know that's right.
If you're not working in the field that you're trying to make it in, then
That's
you're
right.
never going to make it.
That's right.
Yeah, we would gig and we would start off in little clubs. And then before you knew it, we were on the wedding circuit and the banquet circuit. So that was money, but it wasn't the type of success I was looking for. But that was life before The Voice.
Cool.
Awesome. Well, you know what? So you were pounding the pavement, as they say.
Right.
You were in those streets, making a living. And those of you that have an aspiration know that it is some of the hardest work that you will ever have to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the glitz and glamour. That is maybe like 10 to 15% of all the blood, sweat, and tears and the work that goes into life as an artist.
That's right.
In this world. So those of you that have that incredible work ethic and this is your passion, this is your dream, please stick with it.
That's right.
Don't give up. And you will see success.
That's
whatever
right.
Success looks like.
That's
okay?
right.
All right, Steve. What was the best thing that you would say came from your time while on the show?
The people I met. Period.
Yes.
End of discussion. That's
awesome.
it. Yeah. I mean, I told my sister, I said, I talk to them every day.
Wow.
We heard that stuff.
Ridiculous.
Wow.
I honestly thought that by now, that some of the relationships would have fell off. I was like, okay, we're going to talk. No, every day. Every day. I think my own best friend, he said, oh, so, you replacing me or something like that.
Right,
He's joking. He's joking.
Yeah.
But I was like, yo, son,
let's meet Curtis.
But yes, they are the best thing that came from the show.
Tell us about some of the relationships that you cultivated. Like who would you say?
Who's your top 3 or top 5?
Yeah, who's the first person you kind of met and kind of like it was like?
Yeah.
I'll tell you. Well, this is the first person I met. Period was Mara.
Mara.
Yeah, Mara. I got off the plane at LAX. And here comes this girl. I stepped literally outside of LAX, and there was this girl walking up. It's hot in LA, but she's wearing an all-black sweatsuit and a hat and glasses, and her hair's down. And she has like this smile that And she said, "Are you with what we call the show?"
Yeah.
I said, "Yeah." I said, "Are you?" And she said, "Hi, my name's Mara." And I said, "Oh, nice to meet you." First person I met, hit it off immediately.
Wow.
Awesome.
So, I mean, if you're talking about first people that I met, it was
Mara. That's it. Yeah.
Lord, my Lord, what a voice. What?
Yeah. Had no clue.
Oh, my goodness.
Jeez.
Yeah. Insanity. Yeah. So our favorite thing to do was to sing together because I always say we kind of had the same kind of inspirations. Like, she loved Whitney and Mariah and Aretha, and I loved Donnie and Luther and Alexander O'Neal.
Right.
So we were like,
this is
Sean's probably going to make us a battle.
Right.
The fact that you named Donnie Hathaway first.
My number one. So let's get into that right now.
You blessed James greatly just then.
Oh, yeah, Donnie is my guy. He's my guy.
And I'm like obscure Donnie too. Like to the young, gifted, and black. To
or for all we know, we may never meet again.
Hallelujah! Hallelujah!
Come on, man.
People don't know.
Yeah.
Donny Hathaway, y'all. Let me give y'all a little quick lesson. Donny Hathaway went to Howard University.
Come on.
Donny Hathaway was a genius.
Yes.
Yeah.
He used to get up at Howard University. I know this about Donny. He used to get up. The music theory teacher would say, Donny, in undergrad, come teach the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They make them get up and teach the kids. That's how genius this man was. And this man took his gospel roots, his black church roots, and wrote some of the most glorious music of all time.
Absolutely.
Then he had the nerve to sing it as gloriously as he wrote it.
Oh,
hey.
No, I can't touch him. I can try. But
my favorite Donny Hathaway song. People don't know that song, Steve.
I know.
James will be talking about this for weeks, Steve. Thank you for blessing him just now.
I wanted to do something Donny to my wife at my wedding. I did.
Oh, he did. He did. I don't know how he made it through because he cried her whole way down the aisle, but somehow he was able to get through the song. Yes, he did. Absolutely.
I won't be singing my wife at the wedding.
I don't recommend it, but James laid it down. James laid it down.
I wouldn't be able to.
Absolutely.
All right. Okay. Like, so who else? Who else? Who were your ace bones this past season? Like, who were your peeps?
So the initial friend group was Mara, Jackie, Bias, and Huntley.
I always saw you with them, bro.
The crew.
Always.
It was the crew.
The crew.
You know, we were,
and we claim Huntley for the DMV.
Yes, we did.
Yeah. Like, let me tell you something. I said, "Oh, you from Fredericksburg? Okay." And like the moment I was trying to like be like, "Hey, gang," he was like, "No." DMV. I was like, "I ain't say that, son. I ain't say that." No, he claims it. You know, we did some. I'm in South Carolina, but our band does a little bit of go-go. So I posted it, and Huntley was just like, "Oh my gosh, I just want to play drums. I just want to play drums." And I was like, "Hey, come to a show. Like, let's do this." You know?
Yes.
But yeah.
Let me tell you something. Some of the stuff that y'all were doing in the rooms, like when y'all were just fooling around, I was losing my mind.
Yeah.
I was like, please post more of that.
Yes.
Y'all was just,
the one clip you have is the only time I sang. Because everybody will tell you who sang the least on the season in the hotel.
You.
I ain't singing nothing. Like half the people didn't even know what I sounded like until later. They were like, "Oh, I just like to listen. I'm a listener. I'm not the one that jumps in and be like, oh, I can do the run."
Listen,
Mac would sing. I'd just be like,
yeah, I know. I'm stealing everything. Young man.
Taylor would sing. I'd be
like, hold on, where's my phone? Let me take notes.
Like, record. Look, record.
I said, do that.
Can you do that thing?
Do it again. I ain't got nothing for you.
Listen.
Between you and him, the song choices, y'all.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest. Most flattering.
Like, dude, when you Stephanie, tell Steve how you reacted when you heard the intro to Pretty Wings.
I ran.
She ran.
I either ran or I slipped off of my couch. Like,
yeah. Like she heard
we know to a degree, whatever the degree is, y'all don't have full. Y'all might not have full choice of the songs that y'all get to sing. Like, we know that.
What?
It is what it is.
Yeah.
However, I felt like for this season, I'll speak for me. I got so many more of the songs that I love this season.
Yeah.
Like I got so many, like all the R&B we were hearing, your pretty, like I've been singing Pretty Wings all day today. I'm Pretty Wings. Like I
fought for that song.
You had to have, because it was I knew that. I
How
knew
hard
that.
was it for you to get that song? I know you probably fought tooth and
It
nail.
was so hard because, and this is what me and Mac had this conversation at the hotel, because I was just like, and I'll be transparent here.
Go ahead.
Sure, because we can.
Yeah.
Okay.
My whole thing was this. I understood my role from the beginning. I was
That's a wonderful way to put it.
Yeah. I was the guy.
Tell everybody, this is a TV show first.
Yes.
It's entertainment first, you all.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you got to get contests, and because people get really upset. I know for years, when I didn't understand how entertainment works, I used to get very upset with these shows.
Right.
But then I was like, okay, no, this is entertainment. This is a TV show.
Right.
It's a produced TV 20 years ago.
You got it.
It's a produced show.
That's it.
So
that's it.
When it comes to song choices, you can put in the hat what you want. But at the end of the day, the producer has to produce a show. Even when it comes to your coaches, we don't want them to get bored. We need to create more of a playlist.
Right.
And I came in and we had X amount of guys who sang R&B songs, and they're looking at me and they say, hey, man, you do a very, very, very good Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. So what we need from you is we need you to do more of that, because they didn't even have non-Black artists who did pop songs.
Right.
Yeah, talk about it.
That's right.
So I had to pick up that because I could sell that.
Right.
So when I got Sugar, I was like, okay, I'll do this. This is fun. It's got range and you can do this.
Yes,
and even when I did it, I got sick. So it wasn't even my best version of it.
Dude, I heard you on a live talking about you were sick. I was like, oh my God.
As a dog.
I was like, oh my God, if that was you sick, then my Lord. My Lord.
Had one of the people that
go
come
back
out
and look, Steve, like you could tell that you were pushing through. Like you could tell.
Yeah.
Because the energy, you had the energy, but the energy was even more in later on.
Right.
Correct.
Right.
Exactly. Yes.
Right.
So,
but I would have never known that until I went back and watched it again.
Right.
Performances, yeah.
And for that, I almost felt like, and I talked to Caleb about this, Mac about this. I said, I was just kind of like the sacrificial lamb, because I can sing as well as everyone there, but I wasn't the singer.
Yes,
I was the performer.
Yes,
sir. Right.
When we came to the knockouts, I talked to them. I said, listen, because they asked you for fast songs and slow songs. I said, I'm not putting no fast songs on this list. I said, you gonna let me sing for once in my life. I said, because I'm getting dragged in these streets.
Right.
And I'm really, really good, even with the Willie battle,
Right.
I was dragged. And I'm like, but you don't get it. Like, I'm really, really incredible here,
Yeah.
Since I'm not able to showcase.
Love to hear what you're saying right now, because so many other artists who've come through this show, and I know we're jumping around a bit, but this is very important for people to hear. That one of the reoccurring themes where people would say, you got to go on a show like this and know who you are and know what your talent is and what you bring to it. Because if you don't, you will be lost.
That's right.
And you will be defeated.
Yeah.
And I love to hear you say, you know what, I'm really good. I know I'm good. I paid my dues.
That part. It's really that part, because, and I told my mom, I said, listen, they give me these songs. I said, what I'm thinking in my head is, instead of like getting all bent because I'm not able to do what I know that I can vocally do, how about I prove to myself that no matter what they give me, I can still persevere.
There you go. Come on, lessons.
And not persevere, but sing it with excellence.
Excellence. Absolutely.
And try.
Dude, you had me and Stephanie, like, we thought you were the pop dude. Like, because you were that convincing.
That's right. That's right.
Hold on, y'all ready for it?
You said, dude, that's how, with excellence, your performance was.
You
seriously.
Singers, listen to me. I'm getting real, y'all. I know we're taking a different approach, but I need y'all to hear me closely. In order to make it in this industry, you have to be able to sing anything. Listen to him, y'all.
Anything.
He had us thinking that he was a pop singer.
That's right. And not only sing anything, but take whatever you're given and do it graciously.
That's it.
And not be a problem about it. Not be, I don't want to do that.
No.
Okay, thank you so much for this opportunity.
Yes.
Graciousness, kindness, all of that, because that's the only that follows you in the industry. Well, how is he? And I'm sorry, that especially follows those of us of a certain hue, even more so. So
you have to be able, you have to be versatile.
Yes.
You have to be open to new genres. You have
That's
you have to be a student of the art, you all.
Absolutely.
All of it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
In country. Stephanie will tell you, yes, I do. I can turn on a country twang in a minute.
In a minute.
I don't think that. I don't think. Yes, you do.
You better.
Yeah.
You better.
Another thing I tell a lot of singers that say they want to do this show, and you go into this thing and you can see exactly what it is that you would do with the show, and then you get on there, realize it's produced, and you have a role to play.
That's right.
So you only have one shot. So you need to take that shot and do whatever you need to do to maximize it. I had to do Tacones Rojos. I sing in different languages, but I actually don't sing in Spanish. I've done a little Italian here, a little French there. Right. But the Spanish wasn't my thing, although that's the second most spoken language in America. I had to do that. You want me to do Shut Up and Dance? By golly, I'll do Shut Up and Dance.
Here we go. Here we go.
By golly, let's do it.
Let's do it.
And I'll get happily dragged for doing it. Happily.
Right.
Because it was just my career.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
You had us fooled.
Sure did.
But you know what? What was so masterful about what you did, Steve, is that even with the Maroon 5, you put a little STEE on it. And that's what we heard. We were like, oh.
I mean,
okay, you ain't no one-trick pop pony.
No.
No, sir. No, ma'am.
No.
That was fantastic.
Pop songs here and there. I like to sing, pop songs. I'll sing, because this comment really irritated me because it was just like, it's not like that. Because somebody was like, when I did Pretty Wings and then when I did Shut Up and Dance, they were like, we were rooting for you. Well, I guess he just wants to promote his band. And I was like, no, it's not like that, guys. My artistry, which you will find out on February 16th.
Come on.
That's when my single drops. You'll see what my artistry actually is.
Right.
I'm edgier than just pop. And I do pop songs.
Right.
And I like to sing them, but yeah, I mean, it's my lyrical content and the way that I do songs is much deeper than that. But again, to anybody watching this wanting to do the show, at the end of the day, it's not really about you like that.
Right.
It's about showcasing your abilities within the confines of the show.
There you go.
And remember, Steve said something so important. Remember, if you do ever make it onto a show like this, it is the role that you are to play.
Come on.
Correct.
Absolutely.
You are a character.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And even though this is a reality show. So
absolutely.
We can talk about this all day, Stephanie.
Yeah. I just wanted to make one last point too about you looking at the comments. That's another place where you have to know yourself to look at those comments and to also take into context that the people that are writing these comments don't know the full of you and don't see the full of you, especially through the lens of this show. So, for for people that are going to be doing the show, just be aware of that. Like, they don't know all the behind the scenes things that are going on. So just take heed of some of those negative comments and don't take it to heart when you know what the truth is, basically.
Correct.
So
beautiful, wonderfully said.
Thank you.
Yes.
So you might have already told us, and if that's true, we can just move on to the next question. But our next question would have been, what was one of the more challenging things about being on the show?
Yep. We definitely that was it.
Okay. James, on to your question.
This next question, I cannot. It's my favorite question to ask every artist that comes on this show. Stephanie and I always get a little giddy with this question. Yes. 2-part question. First, what was your favorite performance of you on the show? And what was your favorite performance of another artist on the show?
And you can have multiple. You can have multiples.
You can have multiples for both.
Okay. This is actually going to be shocking, but for me, I actually was very, very impressed with the battle. I love the battle.
I just talked about this. Like, this was bar none one of the best battles, like, of every season we've been doing this. Like, dude. Stephanie, tell him what you were going to tell if you talk to Willie.
You better tell Willie that currently sitting here this day, we are still big mad that he did not go through.
Right?
We are still, like, my blood pressure is still up right now that both of you were not sent through, because you both were excellent.
Like, and we're going to talk about you in a second, but I'm like, okay, this dude is a professional dancer. He has danced with everyone.
Yeah.
And then has the nerve to sing like that.
To sing too?
Why is he not a superstar?
Oh,
yep.
And y'all's blend together, like, your blend together vocally, OMG. Oh, OMG. Like, y'all just matched each other vocally so well, but your presence on stage as well, like the choreography that you all came up with, it was so perfect, because it wasn't too little and it wasn't too much. Yeah. It was perfection. Like, it was so good. So good.
Steve's an imposter, and I'm going to tell you why. He fooled us with the pop, number one. Then he fooled us with the dancing, because I don't know if it was Willie, because to me, the best dancers, the best singers, the best actors can match whoever they're with, like, especially if they're not doing something by themselves. But dude, I thought you were a dancer too. I said, you know what, Steve, you make me sick, because this man can do everything. And I'm just mad, because, like, I was like, Stephanie, I remember Stephanie was like, but did you see Steve's dancing too?
Did you see it? I never met somebody. I was like, yeah. Like, it was just, yes.
Oh, choreo.
Oh, even at the very end, when Willie turned, but then you turned behind him, and I was like, boom cat, boom cat, y'all better boom cat. Oh, so good. It was so good. It was so good.
What I loved about that performance, and John said it, but John doesn't even know how much of a collaboration it really was. So my job, since I was the singer since 4 years old, I was the one that really, with the help of somebody else that really knew, I helped come up with how we were going to do harmonies.
Right.
We tried some things out, and I told Willie, and I heard Willie, and I said, you're better at your belts.
Yeah.
And so I accompanied him on the octaves and things like that.
Right.
And Willie came up with our choreography. But what was cool is, even though I helped to come up with the vocals and stuff, he would come in and he was like, well, can we change this or change that? Yes. And then with his choreography, I said, well, how about because I'm going to give myself a little props.
Come on.
That was me. That was me. And I will say, there was another guy that helped us with our staging, he thought that Willie should do that move mirroring me.
Yes.
So that's where we got the whole in from.
Yes.
But yeah, I told Willie, I said, well, I used to dance a little bit, you know, in the beginning of my career when I was a teenager. They, you know, if I'm going up against Chris Brown, I better be able to do a little something.
You better.
Just saying.
You better.
You know, because it was Chris Brown's world that was coming out.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, you know, that was the thing about it. I mean, and I have all of our rehearsals and just the different versions of that battle to get to the one we had. I'll be calling him. I'm just like, bro, I said, like the way it started out.
Yes.
He was like, yeah, he said it just kind of just came together. It wasn't even work. We had that battle, we got paired, and we had the battle done by the end of the day.
What?
Come on.
That's why everybody on the show was like, y'all are done? I said, we're done. I said, it was that easy.
It's fantastic. And I'm sorry, you could have fooled me that you don't sing in no Spanish, sir, because I was sure, like the second time watching it through, I was, you know, listening real good for the podcast to be able to talk about it. And I'm like, wait a minute, that was STEE. That was STEE Spanish. I thought that was like it's rolling off his tongue like it's his second language. Incredible, bro. Incredible.
It's that DMV education.
Come on.
But what a lot of people don't know is, see, when you go in to do it with John, you have to sing the first verse and the chorus by yourself. And then Willie will sing the first verse and the chorus by himself.
Okay.
So I didn't know that until 10 minutes before we were supposed to go in the room with John. Oh. So I spoke with Willie and Juliet, if you remember Juliet.
Yes.
So I said, hey, you guys, I got to learn Willie's part in Spanish in 10 minutes.
Real quick.
And Willie was like, wait a minute, we have to sing it by ourselves? I said, yes. So I sang, and I'm going to tell you, this is a lot of the reason that people don't understand how I could have potentially won. And the third thing is, if you saw the edit, they edited me out. Like, bro, I was killing it, but they edited it to where I didn't get any shine for whatever reason.
Right.
So one day I'm going to post the actual rehearsal so that y'all can see what I did.
Okay,
but
yes, please.
John heard me sing all of Willie's parts in Spanish, where Reba didn't hear me sing in Spanish, and Niall didn't hear it either, because Niall was like, I mean, you know, that Willie can sing in 2 languages. And I was like, I remember saying, well, I did too, but luckily my coach heard me sing in Spanish.
That's right. That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. Okay, so, that's good. That's good.
You know, I just wanted to point that out, you know, and Willie helped me with that.
Yeah.
You know, Willie poured into me, man.
Come on, teamwork.
So whose performance or performances were your favorites this season?
Okay, so I got this the first one that comes to mind. First one that comes to mind. Jackie Roar. If you don't love me now, you will never love me again. Break the chain.
Yes, the chain.
I have to ask you, I ask this every season about a specific certain singers, like Omar from a previous season. Does she really sound like that in person? Like, is that voice?
I'm on my phone right now. I've got so many Jackie clips of her in the stairwell, in rehearsal halls. We would go like out in LA and rent rooms, and I would pretend like I was going to rehearse with her, but I was just really there just to hear her sing. I was just there to hear her sing. You know? I was like, yep. All right. She said, are you going to go? I was like,
a little tickle in my throat.
I told her, I said, you bodied that joint, man. You bodied it. So I always send everything to my sister, because my sister, she could be on the show and probably top 5.
Right.
But she ain't ever going to do it. But I always cross-reference with her, and I said, you got to hear Jackie. And she was like, yeah, she bad. She bad.
Bad.
Yeah.
That was my favorite. Like, my God, that was my favorite. I have like a list of them, but we could just go on. It would end up being a favorite performance from like your top 52. We don't have that kind of time.
Yeah.
I got one for Taylor. I've got one for Mac. I've got one for Huntley, Lennon, Alexa.
This season. It was just so special.
Mira.
It really was.
I could go on and on and on.
Okay, Miss Jersey, like I like to call her. I feel like the back end of the season, especially, she just like leveled up. Like something, yeah, something just switched.
Was it Mary, Jackie, and Nene?
Nene.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they did that Taylor. They did that Taylor.
Yep.
I was like,
yep. Yeah,
ridiculous. Yeah,
as Stephanie said, the holleration
of it all. This season was so fun for us. It was so fun for us because week after week, performance after, we just felt like we were getting like punched with all this incredible artistry.
It was
that was the beauty of it.
Yeah, it was stacked. I thought that this was a great season for anybody to watch.
Yes.
It reminded me of American Idol season 3. I always say that. It reminded me of that season in particular.
Oh my gosh, dude, Steve.
Yeah.
I couldn't. Stephanie, remember how long we've been talking about? Like, can't put our fingers on it. What is it about this season?
Yeah.
Dude, season 3. J-Hud. Fantasia. Latoya. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yes. It felt like that. I said, this season feels like that one. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I mean, it's just like anybody could have won and you would have been all right. Like,
absolutely.
1,000%. 1,000%. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm a little biased at the winner of season 3. She's one of my favorite singers of all time.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
I mean, because STEE, rubs elbows with people like Fantasia.
I do. I was getting ready to say, I love, she's the homie. I just, like, when we met, it was instant. It was instant. And I was just like, I said, man, I felt like I've known you forever. She was just like, she said, same.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. All right, Steve. So you got to work with 2 coaches this season. Yes. You got to work with Coach John and you got to work with Coach Gwen. Can you tell us the best thing about working with both of your coaches?
Yes. John, the best thing about working with John, and I got to say this out the gate, and I will tell John this until the day I die. First of all, I'll talk about his coaching style.
Mm-hmm.
He is the type of coach that listens to what it is that you're great at, and then he will maximize on that.
Come on.
Which I love. That's like the epitome of pouring into you.
Yes.
However, my favorite thing about John, and while I'll never forget him, is I came up in this industry, and I always tell people I was a part of the old industry and a part of the new industry. And the old industry is where you were supposed to be a specific thing and you were a slave to the big record companies and you needed a record deal to make it.
Yep.
Yes.
When my entire life, when I was a kid, I was an actor. I acted as a kid. I was a very, very cute kid. I was skinny, had a head. I looked like a Q-tip and dimples you could swim in. I was easily could have been like the next big kid actor. I wanted to be a kid. But when I became a teenager, I hit puberty and I became very funny looking. And that's when I wanted to be a singer. So I would always get people to say, you're, it's the truth. You're too big. You're too big. Your singing is great, but you're not marketable and all this. So when John picked me in the battle after hearing Niall say to Willie that you are ready to, you didn't hear this because they edited it out, but I was like, yeah, he's ready to go on tour right now. He's ready to go on tour right now. He's ready. It was almost like PTSD because I remembered it was kind of like somebody telling me again, even after, you've lost your weight and you are, you're an attractive guy, but Willie's still like it and Steve's not. That's all I heard was Steve's not. And that's not what Niall said. But
Right.
John picking me, and then I never heard him say this until I watched the show. He talked to all the coaches. He said, well, you know, this is the voice, and Steve's vocal was perfect. And that, to me, I said, someone in the music industry picked me because I was great.
That's right.
Never happened to me before.
Chills. I have chills.
And when I saw that, I looked at my dad at my age, and I said, what the heck is going on? I don't cry. Why am I crying? But for him to say that to me, broke down 20 years. I started trying to be a singer at 14. 20 years of people saying, well, Chris Brown's light skinned and he's tall and skinny. Steve's 5'8" and he's really, really dark skinned and you know what I mean? He's not Trey Songz. He's not Trey Songz. He's not Jaheim. He's not Joe. He's something I don't get. And John said, well, I mean, his vocal's perfect.
Yeah.
I got to choose him for that. Yeah. And I feel just like you feel right now. And I did that. And for me to it's like the 14-year-old in me looked at my dad and said, you like hold me right now? I can't believe this just happened to me, you know?
Right.
So, that's all I'll say about John, and it's like this huge thing, and I don't care. I will be 2-time Grammy award-winning artist, and I'll see John, and I'll just be like, oh, give me a hug, please.
Right, absolutely.
Give me a hug, you know?
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
that's beautiful.
That's been everything, and Willie knows this already. It's no slight to Willie.
No,
Willie's incredible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Know? But Willie had to know. He was like, I get it.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely.
And Gwen is fun. Are you kidding me? Gwen is, I want to try something you don't do. I want to try something new.
Right.
You know, if you can't do it, we'll just go back to what you do. But she saw something in me that even I didn't see in myself.
Yeah.
He is the type to see the possibility of you.
And I've seen her do that with so many folks. And I think that is so incredible that she's able to bring that out. And for those that are willing to believe what she sees, right? And try that thing is so incredible. It's so incredible.
Is. So that's the beauty of the both of them. And I have to say to them specifically, I appreciate you two because you two were the ones that went to bat for me. And it's no disrespect to Reba or Niall.
Right.
I don't think that they didn't like me and they didn't, whatever. But Gwen was like, Steve, your voice, man, and your stage presence, man. And I can't keep my eyes off of you. And John is just like, I mean, I love you, man. I think that you're incredible. And I see your talent and I see your ability.
Yeah.
I mean, none of that has ever mattered to anybody I worked with before. It was just like, you can sing. We don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't care.
I love
and you worked your entire life to be great.
Right.
Affirmation.
Right. The affirmation. Yeah.
I hate you, but I love you, sir.
I did not mean to make you emotional. And trust me, the way you feel right now, I already been there. I did it. I
just turned 13 again.
See, okay, so you identify.
If we sat down, because we both grew up in Maryland, and I'm a little older than you, so I came along a little before you, but I walked away. I walked away from a very promising young career because of that reason, and I walked away from it. I walked away. So you don't understand how much I love you, sir, because that was therapy. That was therapy. That was what they say, chicken soup for the soul, as they say.
Charge
John Legend.
Charge James directly for that, not the Pitchy podcast.
Yeah, you can bill me, bro. You can bill me. Put your cash app up for that. I owe you for a therapy session.
Listen.
I love that.
Listen, that's John Legend for you. So just so you understand who John Legend is, that's who John Legend is.
I love that. I love that. I've said it before that it's so beautiful that these people that they pick to be coaches are really making these connections with you guys and really making impact and really speaking great things over you and affirming you all as artists and really like taking the time to care about you not only as artists but as people. And it's just, that's one of the things that it looks like on the show, but to have that excuse me, to have that confirmed just makes me love the show that much more, because I love that. Yeah. That's beautiful.
I'm going to change up a bit because I want an instant response from you, STEE, because I'm fascinated to hear what you want to say. Who was the first time you heard this artist on your season? Who was the first person you said, I got to collaborate with them? I got to do a duet with them. Like the first time you heard them, you were like, yo, I'm going to do whatever I can to work with that person. Who was it?
Lennon Vanderdos.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Lord have mercy, Jesus. Lord have mercy, Jesus.
I would be able to take you to. I just
my gosh.
A big old puddle of
I need a week warning in advance before y'all release anything that can come upon my ears, because I'm going to need to mentally prepare for the deliciousness that entire composition is going to be.
It's very rare that, and I told Lennon this, it's very rare that you hear, like I hear a male voice that makes me weep. I want to weep every time I hear this open his mouth. Like, and to hear his story about his insecurities, about his voice, and you know, how he was told that because he was different and because he sounded like no one else, and like, oh, I can only imagine what they told Lennon growing up,
right?
And the merciless hate that he was probably sent his way. That is a special instrument.
Yes, it is, and I recognize it immediately.
I know you did. Immediately, I did too. We were like, "What in the what?"
Oh my God. Yep. His blind audition, I was like, what is this?
Yeah. Dude, when him and Tanner did their...
They tore that up. They tore it up. I was like, because I didn't see it. I wasn't there for this. So when I saw it on TV, I was like, y'all ain't have to do all that. Y'all ain't have to do all that. I was like, y'all ain't have to do all that.
Tanner come out doing them runs. I was like, excuse me?
Yeah.
Where did you come from, sir? Because I don't remember that from the blinds, sir.
Tanner showed up. He showed up at that battle. We were like,
oh my goodness.
He did.
Now I see why you were like that child, like you were in all those YouTube groups and all that.
Yes. I see. Yes. Oh, you and Lennon. My God.
Lennon. What a sweetheart of a dude, too.
He's fantastic.
Like, he is a good guy.
I had a really, really, really bad, week last week, and he knew why.
Mm-hmm.
And I woke up at 4 a.m. because he's behind. And I woke up to this long voice memo, and it was just him talking about, don't worry about this. It's going to be fine. You're a star. And I'm just thinking to myself, I said, how did you even remember that I was going through this? Because he was the only one. And not that anybody owes me anything, but the fact that you remembered.
Yeah.
Him and Alexa, they miss nothing when it comes to me. I don't know what. They're like my protectors.
Yeah.
Them two. Steve, we need to talk. What's going on with you? You seem different. Steve.
Empath.
Someone. Well, Alexa, I am different. I'm upset. Let's talk. Let's go.
It almost makes you mad. It's like, yo, I was just trying to, I was just going to deal with it myself. Now you going to make me talk. You going to make me get in touch with my emotions. Right.
I love
Oh,
them.
but I love that. I
I
love that.
love them.
I love that. I
As the
love.
famous Erica Badu said, I'm not going to cuss y'all, but keep in mind that we are artists and we are sensitive about our
shizzle. Oh, shizzle.
I love them. I
Oh.
love them.
Oh.
All right. So the last question before we move to rapid fire is, what would you say was your best lesson that you walked away from your from your experience on this past season?
Biggest lesson, and this is one I'll take for me for the rest of my life, and it will do me well in my career. Listen, dude, it's not that personal. Don't take it that personal.
Come on.
That's it.
Just like Monica said, don't take it personal.
It's just one of them days.
It's just one of them days.
Y'all gonna quote the whole album.
I could. I
Good,
really
right?
could.
Look, don't get Stephanie started.
When I left the Voice, I had a moment. You would never see it on TV. I'm really, really good at masking everything. I'm really good. It's a problem. But I felt a way about my role. I felt a way, and I felt like my role crippled me. But don't take it personal. It wasn't done to you.
Right.
You know,
right.
You auditioned for this show 6 times before you ever got on. You got on, and they saw what you could do. But they saw it. They saw the whole thing.
That's right.
And for them to even say, listen, we've got this thing already. We've got this thing, this specific type of thing already. We need you to do this for us. Because this is a multi-million-dollar show, and we want you to play this role. And I should actually be looking at that as in, well, you're multifaceted enough for them to want you to play this specific type of role. Why don't you just do it?
You better go back to your acting roots, sir.
Come on.
That's it. So what did we do? I'm hurting, man. I'm broken down. There you go. You know? And there's nothing wrong with that.
Incredible singer.
Hold on. I am.
Oh my goodness. Oh
yeah.
Steve, I feel like you're sitting on a couch with a cocktail, just shooting the
which I need.
Listen,
a long time since I've had a cocktail.
Shooting the breeze.
Again, that'll be behind the Patreon wall.
There we go. I like that.
All right, Stephanie.
Yes.
Take it away.
All right, so we're going to do some rapid fire questions. I'm going to make a statement or ask a question, and you just tell us the first thing that comes to mind. Ready? Okay. What is your favorite app on your phone?
SoundCloud.
Ooh. Spoken like a true artist.
Yes.
What is your favorite movie genre?
Horror.
Oh, the scary stuff. The scary stuff.
I'm a connoisseur.
Okay.
Really? Who's like Wes Craven? I
love Wes. I love Stephen King. David Argento. Yeah.
Awesome. What is your favorite karaoke song?
Here and now.
Hey, come on. Come on.
I'll always go to that one.
Me too, sir. Me too.
Yeah.
Not the loofah.
Oh,
Jesus.
Me too.
Oh, Lord, have mercy, Jesus. Okay. All right.
That's the one.
That's the one.
Look, and you got to be able to sing it too.
You better.
That's why I do it.
Look.
You
Steve,
better.
We heard us try to sing that song. We're like, nope.
Sat down. Sat down. Get your drink and sat down. Police. Oh, God. All right. What is your dream vacation location?
Mombasa in Kenya.
Come on.
I want to go there so bad. It's beautiful.
Have you been to the motherland?
Never. And it's where I want to go. It's so beautiful. People downplay how beautiful the continent actually is.
Come on.
You know, I love the West Indies. Don't ever get it twisted.
And how developed it is.
Come on.
How wealthy it is.
Come on. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yep. All that.
All that. You're going to get there, sir.
I can't wait.
You're going to get there. What is the song that you wish you got to sing on the show?
Climax by Usher.
Oh, Jesus.
I wanted to do that so bad.
Yeah.
And that was supposed to be my first lives. Imagine the big production. The big production. And do a climax.
You did not say climax.
That was the one. That was the one.
Yo.
I'm so upset. I'm so upset.
Oh, God. James, do you understand how I would have lost my mind?
Oh, I know. Stephanie.
Okay. Do you understand?
It would have been done.
Okay, I would have been done.
I gotta turn this off.
I got to turn this off. I can't.
I got the stage plot. I already know what the stage plot would have been. It would have been me on a high rise coming down.
I know that's right.
From the climax.
I know that's right. I know that's right. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
And in between the lives and when we taped, I had dropped 16 pounds. So I was going to really be looking. I was going to do a little shirt open.
Do a
little shirt open.
Give him a little bit. Give him a little bit.
When they take me, I was like, oh well. Oh well.
I love it.
America wasn't ready for that, I guess.
Weren't ready for it.
They weren't ready. They weren't ready. All right, here's the next one. What is your Starbucks order?
I don't go to Starbucks.
Okay. You've never been?
So you're not a coffee drinker?
I am a coffee drinker, but see, I make coffee at home. I've been to Starbucks because I had to go to Starbucks. Sophia on the season, she loved going to Starbucks.
Okay.
So I would go with her. My Starbucks order was what was the blueberry donut?
Okay.
That's it. Blueberry donut. And she would always be like, "That's all you're gonna get." I'd be like,
Oh my Lord. I love it. I
did like the vanilla bean frappuccino though. She made me try that.
Okay. See, at least now you have something that you can order and like when you go. If you go.
Absolutely.
If you're peer pressured into purchasing something other than the donut.
I gotta do better, y'all.
Oh my God. No, you don't. You really don't. No, you don't.
I'm trying.
What is the album you always come back to?
Okay, all right. Okay. This record has no skips, bro. It has no skips.
You see, I'm leaning in.
And I've been on this record for 6 weeks. Janet Jackson, Demita Joe. I don't know why. I don't know why. I can't explain it. I have listened to it from
Demita Joe?
I don't know what's going on.
Demita Joe.
I don't know what's going on.
Is that back and roll?
Absolutely. I'm like, okay, what? Okay.
Oh, come on.
Listen.
Come on, Spotify.
But you can't go wrong with anything. You can't go wrong with Janet. You can't go wrong with Janet.
Nah, it's been Michael Jackson Invincible was before that one.
Oh, stop it.
Okay, is that the one that has butterflies on it?
Yes,
of course.
Ma'am.
Okay, a friend of mine just literally posted about that specific song a few days ago, and I was just like, oh, Lord. We could do a whole podcast on just that song. I love it so much.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy.
I love it so much.
But no, I mean, before that song on the record is "Tell the Angels No."
Yes.
Baby alone. Come on, oh my God.
Listen. So here's the last question. What is your dream celebrity collaboration?
This is going to sound kind of shallow, but if you knew like my artistry, you'd understand. I want to do a song so bad with Drake. I really, really look out. Yeah, I think that it would
Love
be. I'm not tooting my own horn, but I think that a STEE and Drake song would be one of the most fire songs in his catalog, period.
Oh, I agree.
Fire.
Especially with what I hear, and I already know if I presented him with the chords, the vibe, he'd be like, come on, dog.
Okay, so since you brought up Drake, I have to ask, what did you think of Lavender's Hotline Bling?
Come on, man. I loved it. And when she told me she was doing it, I already knew that it was going to be vibey because Lavender's vibey.
Right.
Yeah.
And it fit her so well. So well. I loved it. And I played her version of Hotline Bling at least 30 times.
Over and over and over and
Yep.
over.
She said, you used to call me on my cell phone. I said, ma'am. Ma'am.
Yep. Every time she sing it, that's how I move.
It's a whole vibe.
She battled Alexa.
Yeah. Yeah.
That battle.
I mean, I'm glad I wasn't Niall. That's all I'm saying.
I agree. I
would have just had to say, y'all just go through. Just leave the stage. Just go on through.
If Niall looked at me and said, Steve, what do you think? I said, don't look at me, bro.
Don't look at me,
bro. I got nothing for you.
So good. So good. Incredible.
Speaking of Drake, I still once every 2 weeks, I still got to put on Yebba's Heartbreak. I just have to put it on. Just play it once and I'm okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Speaking of
just need a hit.
Speaking of voices, Yebba.
No.
Come on, man.
We can't talk about her.
No, we can't. We can't talk about her. We'll be sitting here another 2 hours. Like we just. I keep saying, James, whenever we get just some time, like maybe at the end of the next season or whatever, we're just going to do a whole breakdown of her album. Like I just want to talk Yebba. I just want to talk about that album. Oh,
I would love to.
She will be known as one of the greatest singers of this generation. She will be. Somebody said Yebba's a singer.
Yes.
She's your favorite singer.
Yes.
Favorite singer.
1000%. Absolutely.
Yep. Hands down. Yep.
Okay, so Steve, before we close, oh gosh, we could just talk forever, but we've been talking, y'all, and thank you all for again tuning in. But before we close, we want to let our audience, we want to know really anything you want to share about what your current music you're doing. I heard you dropped a little hint a little earlier, but touring projects, where we can catch up with you on the socials. Let the audience know where they can find you.
Any current movie projects you might also be featured in?
How about that? Well, before I even get into all that, because I am always selfless like I am, I have to do a plug. I got Jason Arcilla's record. It's on vinyl today.
Wow.
Shout out to Jason. He autographed it for me. It's beautiful. Wow. He designed the entire cover himself.
Cool. It's
cool. It's his EP. And I wanted to show that off. Shout out to my brother, Jason Arcilla.
Yes.
Another incredible, insane voice on season 24.
Absolutely. Fantastic.
As far as me, so what's going on right now is I'm about to embark on my rollout of my music finally, so that people can understand exactly who STEE is as an artist, as I am.
That's right.
The first single is titled Royal Crown. And awesome. It's a song I wrote a while ago, but it's a song I'm breathing new life into. I don't know why in the world I decided to make this the first single. And if it blows up, I'm going to have to sing it everywhere. And it's not an easy song to sing because it's a lot of that bouncing in between your voices, like on Maxwell, you know. And but it's a beautiful song. It's completely R&B. It's kind of got this alternative R&B thing to it.
Nice.
But the album as a whole is what I like to call urban pop. So it's R&B. It's got a little bit of pop, but it's got a lot of jazzy chords.
Don't tell Steph. That's like Steffi's favorite genre of music.
It's my lane. That's my lane. That's my lane, bro. That's my lane.
Yeah.
That's
You know, think Lucky Day, SZA situations,
Yeah.
you know.
Love it. Yes.
So that's what we're doing right now. And right now, all I'm doing is working on really getting my artistry out there and getting listeners to get into me. And then we'll work on touring. But I'm doing all kinds of one-off shows every day.
Awesome.
Every day. So
fantastic.
We're working.
Awesome.
So where can we find you on the social, sir?
Everything across the board is at STEE Music. STEE Music, no spaces.
Awesome.
Simple.
Awesome.
As far as movie roles are concerned, I am actually continually working on my reel right now. I've got a couple of projects I'm doing that, I live in South Carolina, Georgia, so SCAD is right down the streets.
Yes.
Savannah College of Art and Design.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm working with a couple of those students on their projects and, creating my reel so that we can get me back out there in the acting space, which I am totally scared of. I don't like to do things that it's been a long time. I mean, I did The Color Purple and that was cool. My part was cut all the way down. We did reshoots for the movie. So when we did the original shoot, I was in it. And then when we did the reshoot, I was out of it. And I was like, I said, am I going to not be in it? And even the director, he was like, man, he's out. You probably not going to be in it like you just was.
Right.
Dang it. But I got a chance to, really have great camaraderie with Coleman, who is just killing it.
Yeah.
Coleman
Absolutely.
He's an Academy Award winner right now.
I was terrified. His Mr. was terrifying. Terrifying.
His Mr. was terrifying, but when them cameras was off, he was cool.
Wonderful. That's wonderful.
It's wonderful.
I'm glad he's getting his flowers. He needs them. He's a brilliant artist.
Yes,
he really is. He's been doing it for so long.
For a second, I got to go back to something. You had said something about when your single comes out and if it hits, it's going to be very challenging for you. But I just got to ask you, because Stephanie was actually remarking on this before before you came on, about the effortless. How do you do? Were you like a voice soprano? Like, how did you develop effortless transition of your passaggio?
I was a little voice soprano. So
of course you were.
I actually stopped singing.
Your top is so glorious.
It's so glorious.
And the way you walk up to it is effortless, and it makes me sick.
Thank you so much. Well, you want to hear something crazy? I actually stopped singing for a very long time. Probably between the age of 10 and 14, I stopped singing completely because all the boys would say I sounded like a girl.
Mm-hmm.
And I hated that.
Right.
I never told my parents that. But kids didn't even want to, because I told you I acted as a kid.
Yeah.
So I was actually on TV as a kid on a show called Creative Clubhouse. So the Clubhouse kids, we would show kids what they could be, and we would sing and, do our lines. But I had this one song that I sang, and it was called Light the Candles.
Mm-hmm.
I love the song today. And I'll even sing it in its original key right quick. And it went, all of the people all around the world have their own ways, their own celebrations. So it sounded like that, but I could sing it as a kid.
How do you do that?
And the boys were like, "Oh, you sound like a girl."
Right.
So I stopped singing.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to be made fun of.
Right.
And then I remember my dad, he said, "Well, why don't you sing anymore?" And I told him why. He was like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah." So what he did was he was the one that actually told me to develop my head voice, because my voice changed.
Yes.
So when I talk all the way down here.
Yeah.
When I sing, I can sing all the way up there.
Yeah.
Love
incredible.
It.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible.
In this single, I use all of that.
Lord, were you? I know this is, again, I know we're so over, but were you?
Okay.
Did you train your voice? Did you take voice lessons, or is this all just from experience?
Both of my parents are vocal coaches.
In-house training,
Do they still
James.
live in Maryland?
But my dad is from DC. My mom is from Memphis.
Yeah. Can I pay for a lesson?
Well, you want to hear what's funny? Both of them, this is how they trained me and my sister. So they never did because they don't feel like it. They don't feel like sitting you down and being like, me, me, mama, moo, me, me, mama, moo. Pepsi, Cola, Coca-Cola. They don't do all that.
Yeah.
So you would sing and they would look at you. And if it was like you're singing too much on your throat, my mom would come up to me. She said, why are you doing that? And I'm like,
like a mama.
I said, just because that's just what I hear on the radio. Drop your jaw. So I'll be like, and then she'd be like, practice that and walk away. That was that. That's it. That's it.
Wow.
My dad was the same thing. He said, you're singing on your throat. You're singing on your throat. Here. Here.
Right.
So that was it. It was just kind of like walking on a tightrope, and then your parents would be like,
Yeah.
That was it. They were no joke. It wasn't like that.
Love it.
But James, you have to have an original natural gift in order to be given those tips. So sir came out the womb singing.
Yeah,
well, thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys.
Absolutely.
That means so much.
Steve, we want to thank you so much. It has been just the joy of singing. The joy. You don't understand the light that you emote. Dude.
Absolutely.
Like, just even when you, like, before we started recording and you just came on camera, like, it just, the room.
You came on like this.
It really did. And that is your, in my opinion, your spirit preceding you.
Absolutely.
And you are such a light, sir. And it was so wonderful to talk to you.
Yes.
I felt like we were just chilling on the couch, just catching up from like not talking for a year or so.
Right.
Right. Because it is a parasocial relationship for the both of us, really.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've watched you watched me but it's just kind of like, oh, well, we're just picking up this parasocial relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Go. Absolutely.
And
absolutely.
I think this was so much fun. I love y'all's questions. So good. It was so good.
Thank you.
Well, we wish you just unlimited, infinite success, Steve. And we know that this will not be the last time we'll talk to you. We know that this is not the last time that the world, not just America, but the world is going to see you. We just know that the opportunities are just going to flow. Absolutely. And we're already giving you your flowers, but we're going to give you even more flowers in the future.
That's right.
We wish you all the best. So Stephanie, tell the Pitchies what they need to hear.
Absolutely. So don't forget to follow and subscribe to the Pitchy Podcast on your favorite podcast platform so you can be the first to know when we drop a new episode. And also check us out on YouTube. Search for the Pitchy Podcast and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our videos. And last, do not forget to follow us on Instagram at the Pitchy Podcast for new episode alerts, episode clips, and so much more.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.